Hi, everybody. All right, let me get us logged in. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope we're all excited for the next leg of MSQ. Ash, hi! Ash, not to call you out or anything, but, did you finish setting up your Oculus? Smile. No? Sad. It might be fucked? Oh no, what happened? So it'd help if I switched over to the game. Also, guys, your girl actually, like, 2 streams into the expansion remembered to set up... Oh, that's weird. Oh, hey, we have the same kind of Oculus. So, did you check to make sure that it's plugged into the headset itself properly? Because when I first got my headset, it wasn't working, and I couldn't figure out why. And then they were like, hey, remove the, like, rubber bit and make sure that it's actually plugged properly into the headset. That might be the issue. And sure enough, that's what it was. So you might want to check that. But anyway, before we get started on the story, let me show off. I actually updated the starting soon BRB and stream ending streams. So yeah, now we have this for the starting soon screen, and I'm very, very proud of it, because, like, I was doing these after stream last night, and it just happened to be a full moon. I was like, oh shit, I should get these done. That'll look really cool. And then we have the new, we have the new BRB screen with me eating at the last stand. And then our new stream ending scene with me all snuggled up at the Baldesian, thingy. I'm blanking on the name. I should know. Annex. There we go. I knew it began with an A. The Baldesian Annex. So, yeah. At some point, hopefully by the end of the summer, I'll have commissioned, like, actual proper screens so I don't have to do the Final Fantasy XIV thing. Because, like, it's fine as long as I'm streaming Final Fantasy XIV, but it does feel weird doing it when I'm playing non-14 games or using those. So yeah. I found an artist who does nice work that isn't super, super expensive that I might go for, just as, like, at least baby's first screens. But yeah, in the meantime, the 14 screenshots work. And we have an MSQ to continue with. Oh, also, I know it's like a curse I'm gonna have to live with for forever, but, like, I was working on my notes for my I Can Write It Better Endwalker video, because there's stuff I want to make notes of as I'm playing through, so I might occasionally pause in the middle of a cutscene before continuing the dialogue to write something down. But, like, I managed to come up with some really good stuff. The problem is, like, on the one hand, it's really fun to theory craft like this. On the other hand, man, it bums me out that, like what we could have gotten. I don't want to yap too much about it because I want you guys to actually watch the video, but I have ideas, and they're really cool ideas that address a lot of my issues. Not just my issues, but, like, a lot of the issues I know other people have with Endwalker and certain things not being explained very well. Anyway, let's do our research, yeah? I don't think I talked to you these two last night. There are others better suited to poring over old history books, so I thought I'd try my luck with more recent events. If I can find anything to better inform the forum's baffling behavior... What else do I know of Corvos? Precious little, I'm afraid. I've not returned since Master Galef first brought me here. I can tell you that I can tell you that Corvosi rebels still seek to slip the yoke of their imperial masters, though the fighting is far less fierce than it once was. Oh, and they have carpets. Flying carpets. The legends are quite extraordinary. Let us go to Corvos! It should have been a or an Endwalker zone. It wasn't, boo. Well, maybe we can test some things out tomorrow. Or something, I don't know. Anyway. Let's continue with MSQ, shall we? Waiting. We returned with our selections. Although I must say, the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryl has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters, and more than a few which barely made it mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the Umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amarot firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. Sure. I'll tell you what I can. My thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first. What kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? A complete destabilization of creation magics. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Yashtolo surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Asians. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? The entire star was engulfed by disaster all at once. They say it began with a keening sound from the land itself. Alphino, you can answer this one. Ha! No. They say it began with a keening sound from the land itself. Another thing that doesn't really get very well explained. Ah, yes, the Amaratines spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear the sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of the madness. Hang on, I should probably pull up my notes. Oops, that's not the right one. Hey, Scrivener. You should cooperate with me. There it is. WTF was up with the keening from the star itself? Okay. There we go. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous noise. Eventually, it resounded all across the star, and not even Amaranth was spared. So the sound was crying, or ground was crying out, you say? To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of Numenon's mammoths, and ask after any books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take, Zodiark? They knocked Dalamud from the sky. Nope. They summoned Zodiark. Yes, when Elidibus served as his heart. With Elidibus serving as his heart. So many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiark brought salvation to the star. Only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiark, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Vana and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telepharoi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech? A convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash. But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Y'shtola, but 'tis time we began studying these research papers. Many forum members are also researchers or professors. If they know aught of the final days, then that knowledge might surface in their writing. That is my hope, anyway. Oh, are you... You're still just saying the same thing, huh? Yep. Okay. It really is comforting to have all these dedicated assistants on hand. Right then, enough chatting, more reading. Yep, you guys do that. I'll just stand here, I guess. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Arianje learned of the source's reflections from the Garun oracles. For its potential to cause panic and steamed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Google Library. 'Tis even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left on a shelf for any curious scholar to find. Have we not thought about checking the Google Library to see if there's anything in there? It stands to reason, then, that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortuno with knowledge of the Telephoroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us. Which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Huh? But also, guys, if the book about the reflections was at the Great Google Library, have we tried checking the Great Google Library for stuff about the final days? Maybe it got sealed away there. Hello? You labor for what feels like an age as Ishtola's research assistant. All right. So far, I think Ishtola might be right about not getting our hopes up. Maybe it's because we're looking in the wrong library, guys. Your efforts to gain Grahatia's attention go unnoticed. He appears to be lost in his reading. Ugh. Somebody's tired. Thank you for your help, but I think I can manage the rest without your assistance. If I were you, I'd steal a few moments for myself. Or I could talk to Cryo. Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? Some. Then the day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Well, I did find one paper focused on the world before the advent of the first Umbral Calamity, but it reads more like a work of fanciful fiction than an actual academic supposition. He's still distracted. All right. Elise appears in desperate need of a study break. Ready for a tea break, Shizune? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables, and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Can I have cocoa instead? I don't like coffee. Do any of you guys have anything new to say? No? Okay. Anyway. Let's go. As busy as ever, I see. How how very Sharlayan that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place any order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Telepharoi. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Alize is now accompanying me! Yay! I don't need the whole tutorial every time, game! Someone here at the cafe should be willing to speak with us. Let's ask around. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You misunderstand, sir. We are simply wondering if you knew of the Telepharoi. These enemies of peace have promised to end all we hold dear and... Wait, you're at that House Leveilleur girl, aren't you? And this woman with you is obviously a foreigner. Humph. I'd heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims, and here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Shizune. Did I not make myself clear? Anyway, away with you, and let me dine in peace. What if I forget? Don't worry, the game has made it very, very clear that, or has made absolutely sure I won't forget. Also, like, they don't do this with any other mechanic, and I think I'd figure it out when I walk and she follows. Bitch, 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 rant, rant, rant. Like, give your character, your players, some credit, yeah? Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Telepharoi and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Leveilleur! My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fortuno that I was helping you... I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. Do they literally, in MSQ, never explain what the Telepharoi are? I do not wish to give offense, but your companion is a well-known figure in the city, and you never know who might be watching. Welcome, madam. What can I offer you today? Wait, is that Miss Alize I see here there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion in between lessons at the studium. That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? Nope. It's complicated. And I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Leveilleur. No matter how discreet Master Fortuno may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? We have questions, and only Sharlayan has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Sharlayan, aren't you? I am. Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? Yeah, I can do that. That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisela. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you should see a Mikote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Okay. You work here, don't you? I'm still waiting on that charming little tea set. Well, here you go. Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. You're welcome. The Telephor... Who? I'm sorry, I'd never heard of them, or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th Astral Era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. That might actually be incredibly interesting. I always like to order this when I'm discussing arcane theory with my peers. It's my favorite treat. 6th Astral Era was, War of the Magi, right? Gods above, I'm starving. I've never known the service to be this slow. Maybe I can help. Is that, like... Hang on. Is this some kind of, like, technology table thing that keeps the food warm? I thought it was a briefcase at first. You got the omelet. Yes? Ah, finally. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. What? The Telephoroi? Ah, yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, Taisei. The Forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. Hang on, I need to check something now. I genuinely thought this was a briefcase. Is it something for, like... Wait, is this how they deliver the food? Or is she just eating her food on top of her briefcase? But, like, this looks like it has spots specifically for each dish. What is going on with this? Gods, the anticipation. I've heard that it melts in your mouth like the most succulent roast ever made. Hang on. What do you have to say? The Last Stand really does make the best omelets in the world. The fluffiest egg, the tartest sauce. I could eat it every day for a year. You will get sick of it. Ma'am, what you're describing, you might want to get yourself tested for ADHD, because what you are describing is a hyperfixation food. And I speak from experience, having ruined multiple foods for myself by eating them every day. That's not something you want to do with foods you like. Urbane banter with a smile. No, here's your lobster, bud. At last, the oven baked the lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and savored, and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. The final days? This is the first I've heard of it. Although, that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. Why so? You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Sharlayan. Priceless books, unusual life specimens, and so forth. So named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. Aye, by all accounts, gleaning is a most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Telephroi make good on their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. Hang on. You hear about the final days, an apocalyptic event, and you're like, ah, that's why the gleaners are so busy. They're collecting samples of stuff for preservation so that we can learn about them in the future. After the apocalypse, when we're probably all dead. Yeah, that tracks. That makes sense. Definitely aren't any holes in that logic. I hope you and Mistress Alize got what you needed. She must be fond of you, eh? I've never known her to bring anyone to the cafe before. Aw. Also, I just realized I forgot to talk to him a second time. What else do you got to say, bud? I've waited to try this meal ever since I saw it served at another table. The aroma alone was worth every gill I scraped together. That sounds delicious. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Yeah, apparently the gleaners are really busy. Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon has nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it even or in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. You mean cocoa, right, Alize? But let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and their wagging tongues. Oh, wait, back here? Back here. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. You know, Alize, there are benches right there.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
I mean, maybe, but also sometimes when something bad happens, we try to figure out what we could have done to change the outcome, and when the reality is nothing could have changed it. Also, that's a really nice image. Hang on. Boop.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Labyrinth what?
A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait, didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the forum is planning.
It's a possibility. Leave no stone unturned, I say. A labyrinthian descent. Alize is excited to share your revelations. We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenon, and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. Have you guys not invented, like, disposable cups? Or, like, hear me out. Some kind of lore-friendly thermal mug. Turn the last stand into Final Fantasy's 14 of Starbucks someday. Tataru could have it be her next business venture to create her own rival for it. Do you guys have anything new? Where is Alize? I thought she was with you. She was. Just returning some cups, I guess. Is that coffee I smell? Did I miss the tea break? Oh, Raha. I bet he's like me, where like once he starts reading, he like time doesn't exist anymore. He cuddles up in bed at a reasonable hour with a book, tells himself, I'll just read a chapter, maybe two. Next thing he knows, the sun is coming up. Based on a true story. My loyal assistant returns. There is a lexicon on the first floor that I need you to... Ah, you found something, haven't you? Yep. Welcome back, Shizune. Have been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. Yeah, they seem to be coming and going more often than usual. It might be sus. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from from institutions and bureaucrats. But as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo. It certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Y'shtola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Shizune and Elise learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetuated by the Telephroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We must visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our requests, or to our questions. I can't bring myself to say this one. What should we expect down there? I can't blaspheme against books. Oh, I would hate to spoil the surprise. As for myself, there are a few subjects I should like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. We need more characters calling him Raha. I want to be able to call him Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there, and I'll show you where the entrance is. That being said, it's also kind of weird that we're still not at the point with Y'shtola that we're calling her Shtola. I can see some characters not being that informal. Like, I could see Urianger always insisting on calling Y'shtola, Y'shtola, and Grahatia, Grahatia. But... Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Okay, here we go. Oh no, I hope I don't fall behind. What if I RP walk? Am I still gonna be too fast? Why is RP walking faster? Hey, Alize. I know you've got stubby little... what? Pre-second puberty Elizin legs, but... I know you can walk faster than this. I've seen you. Now we run... Oh, try to keep up? Now, here we go. But still... Hey, Alize? Hey, Alize? I know you can move faster than this. Trying to keep up, she says. I am literally running in circles around her. Here we go. Here we are. Through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? It will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. Yeah, don't worry. A chocobo keep? Where does this take me? Oh, interesting. I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you to hire a chocobo porter at this time. To ensure the safety of our birds, we only allow travel to locations that you are familiar with. Each chocobo stop offers several different routes. However, you may only select routes leading to destinations which you have previously traveled. Interesting. I've never actually, like, bothered looking into that before. You didn't take a wrong turn into the rostra there, did you? I doubt the forum would take kindly to you barging into a private session. I've not been to Labyrinthos in the longest time. Even as a student, my visits were few and far between. How did the forum learn of the final days, and exactly how much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to at least one of those questions lies below. Welcome to the Hall of Artifice. Should you be looking to descend to Labyrinthos, the lift there will take you there. Or here will take you there. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go. Welcome to my second least favorite zone theme in the entire game. Like, it's...
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky.
Really? Where?
In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelf.
Is this false sun?
This vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed.
Is that false sun in the room with us right now?
If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Kryl? Are you okay?
Did you call to me just now?
No.
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent.
Yeah,
I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
I'm sure that's it. Hang on. Excuse me, are you a gleaner? If you don't mind, I have some questions to ask. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna find the rest of our travel mates first. Most of those here appear to be gleaners. Why don't you wander around and try making small talk? Yoink. Oops. Let's try that again. The Path of Artifice. This massive lift is one of several which connects the surface of Old Sharlayan to the subterranean research and storage complex of Labyrinthos. At the end of its descent, the mechanism opens up to the hub of Upper Labyrinthos, from where passengers or cargo continue onwards towards their other facilities. Labyrinthos, hang on. I wonder if we ever got another zone connected to Sharlayan. Is it Labyrinthos? Unless it's a section of Labyrinthos that I'm forgetting about. Could Labyrinthos be another place that we could go to someday? Or is it one of the pins? Hang on. We're here. Oh, Lower Labyrinthos. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. This is Labyrinthos. I'm stupid. Okay. I thought maybe it was something like Labyrinthos, but like another section. Nay, I am not shirking my duties. I've not been down here in an age and wish to get my bearings before I went bumbling about. From what I can see, however, there is not obviously out of place. It seems we shall have to resort to discreet inquiries as usual. Oh, right. It's just the three of us. Do I talk to a certain boy first? Or do we save him for last? Look at him! Having a sweet, innocent life that he had before he met us. Let's save the best for last. Alright, which means we talk to Dobbin first. And we go back to Viper first. There we go. You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books, and ore, and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. Your exchange with Dobbin has taught you about taking stock in Labyrinthos. Let me think. The Rhea seeds should be item 1058. Human seeds, 1059. Snowball berry, 1060. Or were they 1061? Ugh, my head feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to, Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Korthan carrots for Girabanian carrots? What then? Your exchange with Teve has taught you about large shipments coming in and out of Labyrinthos. Oh no, an ad? Alright, then we will let Aaronville have his old normal life for like 3 more minutes. And then he gets to put up with me for the rest of his life. So yeah, I think during the ad, I'm gonna put up the BRB screen and just stretch out a little bit. So I'll see you guys after the ads. And everybody else, also go get up, stretch, get water, get snacks, hug your pets, hug your loved ones if you live with them. And I'll see you guys on the other side. I did just hydrate. God damn it, Ash. Telling me to hydrate. You hydrate. You know the rules. Mm-hmm. Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side of ads. I will be back. All right, we're back. Hey, everyone. All right, Aaronville, time's up. Welcome to your personal hell, or the beginning of it, anyway. You are here to help me give me more. You're here to help give me more headaches because you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have to have a pack of marmots running loose. Your exchange with Aaronville has taught you about exhausted gleaners. Those little devils are quick as sin and twice as hard to catch. I suppose I had better start searching. There. Any luck, Shizune? What tales did the Gleaners have to tell? Here you go. So, this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. Oh, good news? What kind of good news, Ash? We were right. The Forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. Ooh, that is exciting. New RAM and GPU, those are the expensive ones. I'm gonna go bully Aaronville again real quick. 1 second. Look at him just innocently standing here pretending to be a normal NPC. Nothing new to say. We would do well to learn more of that, of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. If you're game, Shizune, I have an idea. So innocent and unaware? Exactly. Stop bullying the boy? Never. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture the said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. Also, hey, Zev! In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! Okay. Oh, Anvil! Ice cream sandwich time? I want an ice cream sandwich. Where's my ice cream sandwich? You wish to help me find the marmots? I've got nothing suitable to pay you for their services, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. I mean, you could pay me with your I mean, what? Aaronville, how do you feel about being designated husband number 1, 2, 3, 4? Am I missing anyone? Fan credit, Amaric, Estinian. Ardbert isn't my husband. He's something else. Yeah, I think that's husband number 4. I guess I'm not that... Oh, wait, I forgot Raha technically... Well, no, Raha's more best friend material than husband material for Shizune. So yeah, 4. 4. The name is Aaronville, friend. Specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Noxian marmots is a trial. I've no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For a mercy, there are no other mammoth species on this tier at present. So there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in the sack. Gently, of course. Don't you mean outside of the Scions? Because Amaric and Erenville aren't Scions. Scion plus associates. Okay. Where to begin, you wonder? I've not seen any scampering around here, so you'll need to widen our search. Or we'll need to widen our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on a marmot or you. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. That being said, like, if anybody in the Scions, like, if I were to say that any of them were ace, it would probably be Erenville. I hope we keep him. Like, they have the perfect setup for him to travel the world with us. Now, I almost hopped on a mount to try to fly. Well, we're back to our new expansion, guys. I have to retrain my brain. No, Shizune, you haven't unlocked flying in this area on this character yet. Aww. How little guy are you? Oh, you're super little guy. Hi. Uh-oh, that's not a little guy. We'll just kidnap him if he tries to get away? Exactly. But yeah, Grizzled Mouse, 100% certified little guy. Hi, buddy. Chirp, squeal. Barely have you readied the sack when the Grizzled Mouse scampers off into the underbrush. God damn it. Oh, I just realized we have side quests we also need to do. I just tried to fly. God. It's okay. Someday. You ate my sandwich? How dare you? Squeak! Okay, into the bag you go. I guess now I name you Never mind. The rodent nimbly evades your grasp before once more disappearing into the trees. I should just claim this thing as my own, name it Nebby, and move on with my life. Now, where, oh, where? Did the little guy? Oh, I think I know where. It was so good. Now you're just bullying me. Is it not up here? I thought for sure it'd be... Oh, yep, here it is. Hi, buddy. Let's see here. What did you send me? Oh. Yeah. Hi, bud. No, you know what this reminds me of? Getting, like, it's so funny I'm getting this quest on a Wednesday. But trying to get Luca, or honestly any cat, into the carrier when you need to go into the vet. Fortunately, Luca didn't put up too much of a fight this morning when we had to take him in for chemo, but chirp! Get in the bag, you adorable little shit. Squeak, squeak! We did it! More prepared for its speed this time, you succeeded in closing the sack over your elusive quarry. Huzzah! Now, are those the cries of people in need I hear? I believe it's side quest time. The outer circuit researcher's brow is creased in consternation. Excuse me, do you have a moment? I have an urgent task to attend to, and I could use some assistance. As the supervisor of this sector, I was concerned with how cool the air in the Morinville forest felt as I walked through them on my usual rounds. Ordinarily, it should be a touch more humid. My colleagues assure me that the gauges are displaying acceptable temperatures, and, well, hinted that I was being oversensitive. My instincts, however, inform me otherwise. Would you mind assisting me with a more thorough investigation? Sure. Thank you. Payment will be forthcoming, of course, but first, let us begin by assessing the problem from within the forest itself. Nonolato greets you with wide-eyed hope. Ahem. Hello there, friend. Fancy lending a hand to a gleaner in need? Mayhaps. I'm fairly new to all this gleaning business, so it's only proper that someone with the... Bleh. I'm fairly new to this gleaning business, so it's only proper that someone with the requisite, experience deliver this very important Uldan alchemical compound to that research facility. You know, that one a short way to the west? Why not ask a fellow gleaner? Oh, I couldn't do that. They'd never take me seriously again. No, I need someone bold and brave and unconnected to me in social circles. In other words, an itinerant adventurer, like you. I would do it myself, of course, but duty calls. Just deliver this package to someone in a position of seniority, and I promise I'll be back here to pay you for the favor. I don't know if I believe you. The green gleaner seems to want a word with you. I mean, they all wear green. Oh, he's kind of attractive. Excuse me, but aren't you the one who was assisting Erinville? If you have a moment, I could also use some help with a certain task. Simply put, I'm to hunt down a number of caribou. But as this is the first job I've accepted which requires any degree of violence, I'm not entirely confident in how I should approach my prey. You seem like the type of woman who's seen her fair share of combat. What if I could observe you from a concealment while you engage my enemy or my target fauna? I wouldn't need you to spend all day on it, of course. One or two examples in the forest west of here should be plenty. Let's say 2, shall we? I'll even pay you. Please? Well, if you're paying me. I suppose. Step 1, you summon your carbuncle. Step 2, you rain down destruction with the power of Bahamut. Step 3, kill the caribou. Easy! Were you watching? Need me to do it once more? Okay. Step 1, rain down destruction with the power of Ifrit. Then, step 2, you wield the power of Titan. Step 3, profit. Step 4, accidentally pull the aggro of a 3rd caribou. And wield the power of Garuda to bring about its end. There, that shouldn't be too hard for you to replicate, right? Little gleaner friend? Oh. Senior researcher. May I help you? A vial of some some unidentifiable substance prepared by the Uldan Alchemists Guild. Here you go. You're not gonna make me rub it into your body or something, are you? Ah, yes, the Uldan compound. Excuse me, but whatever happened to the gleaner I was told to expect? You don't quite match his description. He asked me to they asked me to pass it on to you. He, okay. And so here you are in his stead. I thought this might be the case. This facility primarily small vial in their ilk, and their role as carriers of disease. As such, we seem to have become the subject of some rather unsettling, not to mention wholly unsubstantiated rumors. I imagine some senior gleaner was amusing himself by taunting his junior colleague with scary half-truths and outright fabrications. The scholar lend me patience, but such jests lead to no end of trouble for us. In any case, I thank you for bringing me my delivery. Should you happen to return to our faint-hearted gleaner, pray do me the service of setting him straight on what it is we do here. Maybe he just has a phobia of Vilekin. Did you ever think of that? Thank you for the instruction. While I doubt I could emulate your particular style, seeing you in action was enormously helpful. You've also provided a service by culling a few of Labyrinthos' more prolific animals. Lest you worry, it's essential we reduce the caribou's numbers every now and again to maintain a stable habitat. And nothing here is killed from mere sport. Every part of a carcass is harvested and put to use. A practice I will make sure to carry out with the creatures you slew. There are still a few more that need culling, but I think I can handle that on my own now. Such is the gleaner's lot, and I should learn how to do it sooner rather than later. Oh, and here's your payment. Wish me luck. You're back! And not suffering from any horrible maladies. Well, nothing visible anyway. Yeah, you got pranked, dude. What's that? You think someone's been having a laugh at my expense? But the others told me. They said the researchers ordered a forbidden substance from Ulda so they could concoct some kind of zombie powder. And that gleaners who delivered there are often never seen again. Aye, that does sound a bit unlikely now that I say it out loud. I mean, the zombie powder thing might be true. Grr, those lying bastards. Right, well, here's what I owe you. Plus a little extra for keeping quiet. Odds above, I'll never live this down. Like, actually? Some of it might be based in at least a little bit of truth, haha. 515, 505. Oh, it's because I'm on the wrong job. Let's try that again. Never mind, we'll go with this, yeah. I'll fix that when we are... ring. 500. And this is a 515 ring, so we're gonna go with this. Back onto Summoner. Let's go. Take a closer look at this mist sprayer. You'll find these devices throughout Mornville Forest, and I need you to see if they're functioning properly. It's nothing too complicated. If the sprayer's crystal is glowing blue, then that means it's working. If the crystal is dull, then it's mostly likely broken. Here, I'll jot down the locations of the sprayers I wasn't able to check yet. Meanwhile, I'll go and see if there are any problems at Mistloom. That's the big tower over there, responsible for regulating the sprayers. That can be our meeting spot once you've finished checking the devices. Okay. The crystal is glowing blue. This mist sprayer appears to be functioning correctly. Aha! I think I found the problem. The sprayer's case is cracked, the crystal within inert and dull. This device appears to be malfunctioning. The crystal is glowing blue. The mist sprayer appears to be functioning correctly. Alright, let's go talk to the person. Mornvale's temperature is holding steady. There are no failures in the equipment here, as far as I can tell. Well, the Mistloom technicians can detect nothing awry with the tower's workings. Any issues with the sprayers? I found a broken one. Aha! So there was a malfunction after all. The sprayer's job is to keep this area blanketed in mist, to accurately simulate the moist-laden air of certain forest habitats. One broken device had no effect on the temperature, but the humidity had fallen out of the optimal range. If we hadn't caught the change, we would have started seeing an adverse effect in the forest's flora and fauna. Hang on, you guys have a device, or like are able to measure the temperature to make sure things are okay, but apparently aren't able to measure the humidity. And so you're like, something's wrong. And they're like, no, it's fine. The temperature is fine. That seems kind of sloppy. Nice work, but I didn't bring your payment with me. Come back to the FFXIV, and we can settle accounts there. A faulty mist sprayer, eh? Those devices were built to last, so I'm surprised you found a damaged one. Yeah, well... a lot of things are supposed to be built to last that break. Shit happens. Anyway. I think my big project off stream, because I'm not going to bore you guys with doing that on stream, is to get the 6 fates that I need to get done in Thavnair and Labyrinthos, just to be able to increase my mount speed. There you go. Thank you again for agreeing to help. It goes to show that mechanical gauges aren't always as important as trusting one's own senses. Or maybe it goes to show that if you're working in an area where humidity is important, you should be tracking, or like, you should have mechanical devices that measure that and not just temperature. Just a thought. Your remuneration is as promised. Now, I must see about organizing repairs for that broken sprayer. Oh, Anvil! I'm back! How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. This one? This sack holds the plump, wriggling form of one greatly annoyed grizzled mouse. Can I snuggle it? It sounds snuggleable. Ah, there's the odd mummer tout. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding cage. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in isolation, but it's much too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. What will you do with the marmots now? That's for the Forum to decide. They are the guiding authority behind Labyrinthos, after all, and this job was but one small part of this great inventory of theirs. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those were the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the Forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Shizune. Meet my new friend, Anvil. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for lost marmots? Mm-hmm. Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I am Kral of the students of Baldesion. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That is why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hoped that by seeing those decisions put to action, we might fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. Hey, information is a huge help. Did you learn anything new from our friend there? He needed something easy to breed and edible, consumable. So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered when the operation was begun, the Forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Telephoroi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners kept abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus am I inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And the Telephoroi's declaration was what set it all in motion? It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of the Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Archeon? From there, we can reach the lower... Kryl? Kryl, what's wrong? I'm fine. Truly. The sudden descent has left me with a bit of a headache, that's all. Nothing that will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it, then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archeon. We follow the path east, through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse. Or marmot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. Care. That's what I have to say to that. And if you don't know what that's a reference to, hopefully we get to it tonight. We should. I'm pretty sure it's an Archeon quest. We're here! This is the foremost material archive in Sharlayan. I should love to explore its treasures shelf by shelf, but I fear we have little time for such indulgences. Were you caught in mist on your way here? The sprayers keep the air humid, so the habitat feels as close as possible to a natural forest. Don't worry about me. I'm hale and healthy. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect that... Nay, let's discuss this later. The investigation demands our undivided attention. Behold, the Archeon. As Numenon serves as Sharlayan's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture, too, is similar. This building, you see, is merely the upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as the detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archeon contains a physical history of Sharlayan's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Neat! Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed to the main building and seek out or speak with the custodian. You guys go on ahead. I hear more voices calling out for my help. Also, there's an aetheryte for me to attune to. And a chocobo keep for me to unlock. There we go. You know what's really frustrating? Why is there not a chocobo keep at Labyrinthos? Come on, game. Places that don't have aetherytes are exactly what chocobo keeps are best for. The burly researcher looks at you appraisingly. You look strong, sturdy, and most importantly, idle. Which is a wonderful coincidence, as I'm in need of a spare pair of hands. Let me explain. I mean, I'm not really idle, but whatever. I sent one of my younger colleagues off to the Aesthetes Tholos to organize a shipment of ore. But after a second glance at the order sheet, I realized why it was taking him so blasted long. Seems the order was more than triple the size we usually handle. Something to do with all these large-scale preparations, I suppose. And I can hardly expect that pup to shift it all on his own, or on his lonesome. Come and pitch in with the hauling, and I'll make it worth your while. What you say? Or what say you? I say, sure, why not? Good. Many hands make light work. Well, lighter, at least. Let's go. Hang on, let me make sure I'm actually on my side quest job. Oh, right, we're in a, sanctuary now, which means I can... Where is... Don't look! What did I do with my casting glamour? Oh, there it is. Oh. There we go. Also, just in case, let me pull this out. Vielle appears to be in a state of annoyed bewilderment. I'm terribly sorry to bother you, but might I ask a small favor? I just saw the gleaner I'd hired for a job, and he seemed awfully, well, jittery, I suppose is the word. And when I tried to ask him what the matter was, he met my eyes for a moment and then bolted out of the room. I should like to catalog the items he was meant to bring and get them safely stored, but I refuse to play this ridiculous game of coral and mouse. Would you mind tracking him down for me? The last I saw of him, he was dashing off towards Pasmerant. Oh man. Sharlayans, why do you have to make me kind of miss Ishgard? Pasmerant Posterpanix. Stupid. Smart people, hard to pronounce words. Borakshin eyes you with a calculating look. You have an air of dangerous competence, and you are most certainly not Sharlayan. Yes, yes, you should do nicely. I mean, we're the same race. We're both Zayla. For what, you may ask? As the overseer of the wildlife in this sector, I often find myself in need of new volunteers to help with the feeding. While I am perfectly content to perform the test myself, it would be unwise to allow the carnivores to grow too accustomed to my scent. Or that of any of my colleagues, for that matter. Which is why I am pleased to encounter fresh meat like you, if you'll excuse the phrase. So, what say you to a brief foray into the forest? You will be provided with suitable recompense, of course. Sure, you do expect me to survive this, right? Wonderful. Here, take these husks of raw flesh and just set them down at these locations. Hurry back as soon as you're done. Wait a minute. No. While we're here, let me just go ahead. and give the old Aetheryte a slap. Cherry Bear appears to have worked himself into a panic. It will be all right. I just need to... Oh gods, what do I do? Are you okay? I asked a gleaner to bring me a lively goblin specimen, but perhaps I was a tad too insistent on the lively part. The thing flung itself about with such force that it broke the wall of its enclosure and escaped. For a moment, I considered chasing after it myself, then realized it would likely beat my soft academic frame into a bloody pulp. You, on the other hand, seem to possess a rather higher degree of fortitude. The last I saw, it was skittering off towards Mornville Forest. Please, track down and subdue our frisky fugitive. Stuff it in the sturdy sack, then bring it back to me here, or back here to me. My humble gratitude will be yours, as well as a generous reward. Okay. And then there should be a quest over here. Madame, if you could hold out your hand, I have something you really must eat. Please, I insist. I don't... Is this a good idea? Is that not the juiciest, sweetest, most invigorating thing you've ever tasted? I just finished making a batch of, and judging by your somewhat wan complexion, I thought you could use a little treat. Oh, don't worry, I know exactly what I'm doing, or I'm feeding you. Though I've settled here in this haven of archived cultural treasures, I was once a student of the nutritional sciences at the Faculty of Medicine. The knowledge from that course certainly comes in useful when it comes to keeping my weary colleagues healthy and hale, although I do struggle to find the time to collect all the ingredients I need. In fact, I wonder if you'd be willing to help in that regard. I was about to head out and gather some things east of here, but if you could scour the area to the northwest for a couple of rotting logs, I'd be ever so grateful. What did you feed me? Hold on. I have questions. Extremely legitimate ones, I would say. Lightly built lab assistant. Hi there. Please tell me you're the help I was promised. Yep. Oh, thank the stars. My supervisor came past not a moment ago and scooped up half the ore himself. I swear he's part forest troll. But even so, I don't think I can manage the rest without doing myself an injury. Listen, if I take this crate, do you think you could carry the other load? Or that other load? Once you have it settled into a comfortable grip, I'll lead us to where we need to go. Okay, commence hauling. I see you're no stranger to hauling heavy things about. Come on, let's get moving before my arms fall off. That's me, Shizune... Pack Mule Dazkar. At your service. Come on, man. If you're gonna lead the way, pick up the pace. Oh. No! No! You're eating away my 3 minutes! No! Go! That ought to do it. Come on back to the Archeon and I'll pay you what you're owed. Thanks, I can handle the rest from here. The worst is over. Okay. Next quest is up here. Leave me alone. Can I climb up here this way? No. Hydrate, posture check, and stretch. All right, everybody. That goes for all of you. Let's get some stretchies in all together. Check our posture. Whoop, I just bumped my mic. Hydrate. Speaking of doing healthy things together, reminder to everybody that on Twitch, I am currently in the middle of the Endwalkathon. For every sub that I get while I'm playing through Endwalker, I will have to walk a mile. You guys are invited to join me, and maybe even we can make a race out of it. Right now, we're at 37 miles we have to walk. Just make sure to stay well hydrated and stay cool if you're participating. Or at least, like, be smart about what time of day you actually do your walking during. Don't overheat, is what I'm trying to say. Is it over here? Aha! Why is there a Far Eastern pot here? What are you? Yeah! Gods and scholars, don't sneak up on me like that! Can I help you? Your employer sent me? Ah, my employer sent you, did he? Well, he'll be pleased to know that I was able to purchase all his requested Far Eastern items of cultural significance. That pot there was one of them, but I was leery of simply handing it over. I think there's something alive inside. You tell me where this, aha! I was about to say, I bet it's in Namazu. You tell me where this is, yes? There! You heard that, didn't you? I knew it wasn't my imagination. You seem a well-traveled sort. What sort of creature might we be dealing with here? One which will feed the whole family? Oh no, not this character. It's a novice, or it's a Namazu. Trust me. If you guys are as well-traveled as you claim to be, shouldn't you know what a Namazu is? Oh, you know your Namazu, yes? I crawled into this comfy-looking pot for a nice nap, and before I knew it, I was whisked away on an adventure. Well, now that I'm here, I might as well make the most of my misfortune. See the sights, try the food, that sort of thing. Convey my pot to the nearest inn, if you please. Seeing as our, guest is so eager to stay, the least I can do is sponsor his visit and help fill out the paperwork. Meanwhile, I would appreciate it if you could explain the situation to my employer. It would have been a nice touch if, like, doing this quest had resulted in us, like, just, like, randomly seeing the Namazu walking around. Like, at least have him wandering around at, the Archeon, if not, like, old Sharlayan. You know, acknowledge that there is a Namazu seeing the sights in Eorzea. Would have been cute. Let the sharing of cultures commence. And that's assuming they didn't want to do like a whole thing like what they did with Alpha, where we just like randomly run into a Namazu in different areas of the game going forward. Oh no, imagine what would happen if a Namazu just rolled up at Limsa. Would he be welcome there, or would they see him and be like, lunch? Eh? Oh. Oh, I see. Feeding ground. And then we go over here. Last one. And just as a heads up to everybody, there is an ad coming up on Twitch. So I will probably turn in these quests after the ad. You know what I might do during the ad? If there's a fate available in the area, or like in the part of Labyrinthos I have unlocked, I might just go ahead and make a dent in those fates I need while we wait. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do these fates. All right, and a break. So I'm gonna do these fates while we wait for the ads to end. In the meantime, make sure you guys stretch your legs and like get snacks and stuff. Is Aaronville still here for me to bully? Nope. Maybe? Doesn't look like it. That's a shame. Alright. Let's go! I'm just gonna do these on Dark Knight, because why not? Oh, wait a minute. You know what else I should be doing? Hey, River, get out of here. Let me see if I can't get all of these together. Come here. There we go. Uh-oh. I didn't save Archeon as my return point. Uh-oh. Hey, me, I should remember to use my fucking cooldowns. There we go. I remember how to tank. Rusty? Me? Never. Welcome back from the ads, everybody! We're just wrapping up this fate real quick. Let me go pick up everything. Is it just these 3 that are out right now? I guess so. Well, at least I'm getting one fate out of the way here before we continue. When was the last time I checked River's experience? Maybe I should, double check that. Hey, nice. Alright. Now, let's go back to the Archeon. And also save it as our home point. So that I can actually use return. And also not be like, oh shit, I'm going to be sent to a completely different continent. Or across the continent, I guess, if... no, technically different continent. Because the whole thing with the landmass that this game is set on is that 3 continents kind of smooshed together. Set home point. So yeah, Thavner is on a different continent. Back to Summoner to turn these in. Yep. Look at you, all finished and with a distinct lack of bleeding and sobbing. This is why I prefer to employ mercenary types to feed our more aggressive specimens. Unfortunately, I can simply... fortunately, I can simply let the carnivores hunt down their own meals much of the time. But this is a closed habitat. If we don't intervene to fill bellies on occasion, the delicate equilibrium between predator and prey will all come crashing down. Thank you for helping to maintain that balance. Did you catch up with the Gleaner? What did he have to say for himself? He accidentally brought home a, stowaway. Are you telling me that Namazu are real? Yes? By the scholar, I thought the stories of such beings were just that, stories. And now we have the chance to speak with one in the flesh. We really must house this visitor here in the Archeon and record the conversations for posterity. Oh yes, here, you've been very helpful. Now, if you don't mind, I have preparations to make. Do you also Do you also not think sylphs are real? I don't understand. Like, I could understand somebody not believing in Muggles because they're very selective in terms of who they appear before. But, like, yeah, what a poor excuse for a researcher. They are part of Hingashi and Doman society. Buddy, leave your little research dome and talk to people. What the fuck? What do you mean? You mean Namazu are real? I'm glad you came along when you did. I can't be hauling ore all day, and my colleague is not exactly built for hard labor. The Estitholos is where we store our mineral deposits, you see, and it is our job to field and fill requests from our fellow researchers. But we're not equipped to process orders of that quantity, especially if the central circuit keeps sending up requisition papers at the same frenzied pace. We'll run out of stock before long, assuming our backs don't give out first. Anyway, you're not here to listen to me gripe. Take your wages and good work. Did you get it? Did you bag the Coblin? This sturdy sack contains one subdued, standard-sized Coblin. Yep. Oh, praise the scholar. You see, I've been assigned to evaluate the dietary claims of a work entitled Coblin Cuisine. No, don't! And had been about to prepare my first dish. No, don't! How will it taste? Is it even edible? You, my friend, have made it possible for me to answer such questions. Thank you for your contribution to culinary science. Guys, I know that book. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I think it's in... I think it's in the area after the first boss. Or, like, leading to the second boss, I should say, probably. But, was it? Oh, it might be down the stairs. Here we go. On the culinary applications of Coblins. From mutton to morel, oyster to orbone, seal or eel to eft, Eorzea does not want for delicious and delightful ingredients to stimulate the senses of any culinarian. And yet, how is it that we came to know that the flesh of these creatures would pleasure our palates so? The answer is self-evident. For every familiar ingredient, someone at some point in our history first took it upon him or herself to eat it. And yet, this answer raises another question. What wondrous flavors and textures remain undiscovered, just waiting for our brave soul to discover them? Or for our brave soul to discover them. And so it was that I took it upon myself to investigate the culinary suitability of Coblin flesh. Why Coblins, you ask? To which I say, good reader, why not Coblins? The above passage was composed by my elder brother. Sadly, they were the last words he ever wrote, for as he soon discovered, Coblin feelers are poisonous. Armed with this knowledge and vowing that his sacrifice would not go to waste, I resolved to carry on his life's work. Sir, I'm squishing your face between my hands. Don't do it. I've employed a gleaner to requisition a certain specimen, but I must assume he's encountered some manner of difficulty. I can only hope that the hunter did not become the hunted, or devoured for that matter. Hey guys, don't eat poisonous food, especially if it's a book that literally says, don't do it. Any luck with the logs? Yeah, what did you feed me? Yes, these should be riddled with the little darlings. What? Thank you, both from me and on behalf of my sure-to-be appreciative fellow archivists. After all, no dish has more nutritional value than one made with beetle larvae. Oh. You know, there's a joke to be made about archivists being filled with larvae. If you're a Magnus Archives fan, if you know, you know. If you don't know, go listen to the Magnus Archives, or don't worry about it. Greetings. We are here to pursue. Let's try that again. Greetings. We are here to peruse the Archeon's vaults. Peruse? You are clearly not gleaners, then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldesion, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us, then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? That service has also been suspended, I'm afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What? So this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time, it will be too late. And we were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? Students of Baldesion. I don't think he bought it, guys. I don't think he believes us. I don't know why I'm getting that feeling, but... The Forum must be wary of exposure indeed to so heavily restrict the use of public institutions. If they're going to close off facilities, they ought to announce it. The students must be furious. Shape of a mortar. This upper layer is called the outer circuit, and the medial circuit lies one tier below us. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to peruse this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. 'Tis likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the I can talk. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied tonight. They might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten their load. Not gonna lie, that would have been a really good time for this area to explode with side quests. But alas. Am I taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archeon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere. But it was wandering around Tranquility, and so we had thought to donate it to the vaults. Squeal! Squeal! Oddest little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we have to take care of it until the Archeon is open again. What's in there, and is it something I know about? You know, considering the fact that apparently Sharlayans don't think Namazu are real? What's that? Take you down on the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now have I a moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out to the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack, engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Is it my Is it my boy? Is it my favorite little Benoy? Alright, where, oh where? Might as well check up these stairs first. So it'll also give me a good view of most of the rest of around here. Up, there we go. Yeah, called it! Hi, Aaronville! What a coincidence seeing you here! Quiet! You'll frighten it away. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The Cloudkin I need to capture is close. Very close. I can help. You wish to help me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds. But the one I'm after today is the hornbill. You gotta go to bed, Ash? Alright, you have a good night. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I'll definitely talk to you tomorrow. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds. But the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green, and its cry a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with the sleeping dart. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Green and Ghost Claw. Got it. Oh, is this my first? Search your surroundings for the hornbill. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target the hornbill and use the blowgun, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Alright, now, before I do anything else, I just want to check. Do we have any fun little Easter eggs hiding? No. Hornbill, right? Small green bird. Large green bird. I think it's that one. Unless... yeah. It's gonna be... I missed! I missed! Are you kidding me? Just gonna put it... come on. 3, 2, 1. Got it! Man, as a bard main, that's embarrassing. I should have had better aim than that, canonically. Got it! Now to hand it over to Bunny Husband.
A fair shot.
Voice acting! Yeah!
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
There you are. Any new revelations?
I don't know. Did I get any new revelations?
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Maybe for study?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Below?
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers hand-picked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
Oh?
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species, too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil, purifying water.
Is
When you put it
Mericidia...
that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
Is Mericidia basically... I know I probably should know this by now, but is it basically Final Fantasy XIV's version of Australia?
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Your friendship will be
Perhaps you might
rewarded
reward
enough.
us after a fashion, then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will, of course, follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down. This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the medial circuit below.
It's a start.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome, but consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
If whatever I find down there is too treacherous for me, then the entire world is kind of fucked.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Because, like, what kind of help will I be in the final days if I can't even handle some little beasties in a mine shaft, right? Also, before we go down, haha, I should probably check the compass. Northwest? Uh-oh. Hang on. Really? I missed it? That's... Go away! Leave me alone! Where are you? Where did I miss it? '83 Northwest? Oh, there it is. Man, usually the game is better about having these bring me closer to... Or... Usually the game is better about MSQ sort of bringing me near the, ether currents as I do it. You would think when they were culling etherite, or not etherite, ether current locations before Dawn Trail came out, they would have focused on keeping the ones that were actually on MSQ's path. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We've got it. It's not a super pain in the ass one to get, but, you know. Next one is to the south. Alright. So we will worry about that one later. Okay. Now, into the cave. If I use this now, I remember there was... Oh, it might still be in here. I definitely remember there was a, ether current in this cave system once upon a time. It's just a question of whether or not they kept it. I never would have noticed this cave on my own. Thank the scholar that Erenville knew of it, and that you were there to persuade him to share. I took a quick peek inside, but it's awfully dark in there. The medial circuit, which Erenville mentioned, is the tier directly below us. Unlike the lowest level of Labyrinthos, with its rigid security, one can usually roam the middle layer quite freely. Let us see what we might find. This must be it. The entrance to the mineshaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures homed there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we will need to watch our footing. Footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. It's still 515 gear. Which job do I want to unlock this on? Summoner. There we go. Man-made though it may be, the shaft was designed to resemble a natural cave system. Heed Erenville's warning and do step carefully. Assuming everyone's given their straps and Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow, and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Yeah. Alright, let's go. God damn it. Hang on. There. Ah, speaking of fights. Here we go. Okay, and the story is leading me down this way. But I do also kind of want to see if any of our friends ended up this way. Does not. Oh, but I did go the right direction, all things considered. Hello there, Ether Current. I would like to study you. Thank you. But no friendos down this way, so we're gonna go back up. Okay, and I'm gonna go all the way back up in case there were any allies along the way that I could have talked to. because I refuse to miss any of those moments. Just gotta eureka it up when it comes to getting around these mushrooms. Nothing. Okay. Alright, fair enough. It would have been very consistent of them if they'd had members of our party just, like, scattered around for us to talk to as we went down. But they decided not to do that this time. Okay. Anything? Oh, yep. Viper truly does make the ADHD brain go burr. All right, here we go. That mine shaft was infested with mithril caps. Some sort of research project, I wonder. I suppose they are a most unusual creature. Why did they develop such long limbs when all they do is shuffle about under narrow tunnels? Shizune, did you know Kryl almost took a tumble back there? She can't possibly still be dizzy from the lift. Hey, Kryl? I was being careful, I swear. The slope was steeper than I thought, and I lost my footing for a moment, that's all. I'm not injured, if you don't count my, pride. Everyone seems to have made it through without an incident. Nothing of a consequence, at least. And as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Aaronville's assumption holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. My memories of this place are a touch hazy, but if we keep to the path heading north, then we should eventually arrive at a farm of some kind. Nope, okay. Nothing new from you. Alright, then let's carefully navigate around this A rank. A rank. I know my alphabet. I forgot this place doesn't have an aetheryte. Can it at least have a chocobo keep? Oh, fuck. Go away! Leave me alone! I'm an innocent bean! I'm an innocent little cookie! There we go. Okay. Oh, it doesn't have a chocobo keep. There would be a sign on the map. God damn it. It's the grapes! Except they're no longer squapes. Aha! Now I know where we are. This is Mariel Agronomics. Or Agronomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the Forum's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? Sure, yeah. See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same, or cast about for useful clues. Okay. As usual, it's getting a smidge late. I will probably keep going until the map explodes with side quests. And then that is where we will stop for the night. A field full of ripe vegetables being left to rot on the vine. Not a single picker hard at work. Clearly procuring readily available fresh food is not the Forum's priority. No! Food waste! I'm told this cart holds the harvest meant for the larders here. Nothing out of the ordinary. I think I have an idea of what I'm gonna make the, Words. Why are they so hard? Why are you disappearing from my brain, words? The thumbnail for next Tuesday's stream. And so you've spent years researching these high-yield cultivation techniques? Okay. Let's start talking to people. Overwhelmed laborer. Do you have aught to be taken down below? More than I can carry, and then... Or do I have aught that are to be taken down below? More than I can carry, and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has to be earmarked for aerial transport. Hence, the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Gods, hauling the lot up that slope was a job and a half. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising, given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled, a region in the south of Ilsabard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect, used to be called Corvos Locus Amenos. It's referenced twice in MSQ? Are you kidding me? The Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment. One whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. I had to make a note for things. Once we've picked the fruit, we'll need to take cuttings. Rather a lot of them, in fact. Wonder if they're planning to grow a new vineyard somewhere. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors, not with use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? The tunnels. The mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the forum has us filling order lists a mom long. Massive yet detailed requests. Literal wagon loads of crop samples and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation and was met with vague assurances that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. So, there are some boxes for us to investigate. Oh, there's Y'shtola. The stack of crates on the hill is going below. That sounds promising. I'll gather the others and join you there. Top of hill, which means over here? Yep, here we go. Oh, okay. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings, accompanied by sheaves of reports.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
Oh?
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change color. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Sharlayan at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild.
Where'd you find these?
With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin.
Then where'd these come
To
from?
further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
Gonna make a note of that.
Have you learned aught of interest?
Heartbloom pretty flower reflects mood?
A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we fail to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly.
I mean, that can be arranged. Smile.
Isn't that the entrance to the arcade? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
It is. Are we about to do what I think we're about to do?
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
We have literally not seen a single other extremely handsome black and blue bun boy at all. So, pretty sure that's Erenville.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
That a boy,
We can
Alphino.
apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
Cryo?
Cryo?
Yahoo! Cryo!
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
Yeah, what certainly sounds like a plan. Can you repeat it back to us? Were you paying attention?
I'm glad you agree.
I know it's coming up.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
Almost. I can almost reach you.
You know, for finally being able to travel with a fellow Scion who has the Echo, they sure don't make good use of that. It feels wrong to spy on Erenville, helpful as he's been. But what other choice do we have? Let's get after him already. We've waited too long as it is. Forgive me, my attention has been elsewhere. We were following Erenville, weren't we? Yep, that's the plan. Is Kryle still feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let our quarry slip away. Did you see which way Erenville went? That Right, I forgot I can point. That away, I think. Oh, ad break is coming up. Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna wait before I start the next quest. Oh man, now I'm torn between two different ideas for thumbnails for Tuesday's stream. I'll figure it out. In the meantime... Alright, just to speed things along, I'm gonna hit the button to make the ad on Twitch go, and we're gonna take a quick little 3-minute break, and then after that, we will continue with MSQs. I will see you guys in a few minutes. All right, we're back. Now, let's continue with this MSQ, shall we? Oh, wait, does Alphen have anything new to say? I don't remember. Right, we already talked to him. Okay. Alize is not about to let Erenville out of her sight. Erenville was headed westwards along the path outside the Archeon. Come, we can still catch him. All right, let's go. This way. I can still hear it. We've fallen too far behind, and the damned mist won't help matters. It seems Y'shtola wishes to have a word with us. Okay. Hold a moment. I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is... oh boy. Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, which one could access the upper or lower tiers. Or with which one could access the upper and lower tiers. Aye, if I were an agent of the Forum, it would make for a convenient meeting place. But even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanished spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity hop, my little toads. Eh? Goodness! Ribbit! Unaccustomed to transfiguration, worry not. It will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. In your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. She's not wrong. Which reminds me, where are the creatures hereabouts? In that form, you are essentially defenseless. You couldn't have at least turned me into a poison toad? You have changed into a toad! You must remain transfigured in order to progress with quest objectives. You will return into your transfigured... Oh, you will return from your transfigured status if you move too far away. Look to your map for the transfiguration's area of effect. Speak with Y'shtola to restore or prolong the transfiguration. Wibbit, wibbit. Oh, whoa. So now we have Alpha Toad and Alley Toad. Alpha Toad is funnier because it kind of rhymes with Alphino. Ah, I would have enjoyed being a toad for a little while, if only for the change of pace. But Y'shtola is right. I am too preoccupied with other matters. Stand still, and I shall recast the spell. The transformation should last long enough to follow you, or to allow you to find, or to spy upon Erenville. Oh, I didn't actually mean to refresh it. I just wanted to talk to her. Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit. Alpha Toad. Yeah! They literally call him Alpha Toad and Alley Toad. Alpha Toad and Alley Toad are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. Yeah. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. amazing. This way? Maybe. Here we go. Discuss your surroundings. Ribbit. Ribbit, ribbit. Alphino attempts and fails to shake his head, but you nevertheless understand that he is telling you this is the wrong way. Ribbit, 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 ribbit! Alley Toad turns to face the north. Perhaps she is suggesting you cross the bridge. But there's a bridge right here. You have to be more specific, Alley Toad. Uh-oh, 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 boy. Run, hop, hop to it, hippity hop. Alrighty. We so sneak. We are very sneak. Ah! Look at us belly crawling! Don't mind us, just three sweet, innocent little frogs.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the forum.
Hear me out. What if the Gleaners unionized? Wibbit, wibbit. Wibbit, wibbit, uwu.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full. While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Aaronville, I love you. Can we keep you forever? No, seriously.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
I love you so much, Aaronville. You're the best. Oh shit, maintenance in 2 hours. Our toad performance needs work, apparently. I'll have to pay more attention the next time I see one. I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived. Yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps, we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle. This momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Sharlayan has been called to action, and the Telephoros declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid. And there's our side quest explosion. Let's talk to Alize, see if that doesn't bring us back over here, or where MSQ takes us next. And yeah. If we happen to cross paths with Aaronville again, I should like to thank him properly. Oh! Never mind, we're doing side quest on Tuesday, and then we're doing the next quest. I remember this. So yeah. Thank you everybody so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button on Twitch, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch. We're currently in the middle of the Endwalker Walkathon, where for every sub I get on Twitch, I will walk a mile. Members of the community are welcome to join in. Let's even compete. Post your progress on the Discord. We are currently at 37 miles we have to walk. If you guys want to make me walk more, you know what to do. I will be back on Friday with Friday Night Writes, my writing stream. It's chill, cozy, hangout time. I work on writing, usually either VTuber lore or my book, and everybody else hangs out and does whatever they want to do. There'll be lo-fi music, there'll be a Pomodoro timer, there'll be cute little spirits. You guys, if you're on Twitch, you can roll a roulette to make me change my spirit. Or request a specific one. So yeah, and then Sunday will not be Final Fantasy XIV because the community got me to 100 subs by the end of June. So instead we are doing a Synth Riders stream. Synth Riders is my favorite VR rhythm game. It's super fun. Hey, Shell! How have you been? You kind of came at the end of the stream. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'll be back on Sunday with Synth Riders. It's a VR rhythm game. It's super fun. We might mess around with multiplayer. We can have up to, or when I host it, or if I host a multiplayer room, I can have up to 9 other people in there with me. There's also Twitch integration, so that'll be a lot of fun. You guys can bully me with different modifiers to the game as I play it. And yeah, and then we will be back for more Final Fantasy XIV on Tuesday, when we will finish up the Sharlayan portion of the split part of MSQ, and then move on with the story. And yeah, I also stream on Wednesdays starting at 7:30 Central, just like tonight. So yeah, in the meantime, be sure to join the Discord. That's the best place to keep up with what's going on with the channel. Yeah, I've been streaming since like 7:30 and it's 11 o'clock now, and also the game goes into maintenance in like 2 hours, so haha. But yeah, be sure to join the Discord. The community is pretty rad. We hang out. That is where, if you want to be involved with voting on what I have to do if I'm at 100 subs at the end of July, you would vote on that. The poll is currently underway. So yeah, I think right now Repo's winning. So that'll be fun. And yeah, you can also follow me on Blue Sky and Tumblr. I'm at Shizu in both places. So if you're on Twitch, let's find somebody to raid. I really wish that I knew how to raid people on YouTube and that discoverability was better on YouTube, but in the meantime, VOD gang, I do appreciate you. Everybody watching on YouTube, I appreciate you. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any sprouts or anyone that we can raid on YouTube. It would help if I was looking up. No, that's not what I wanted. That is super not what I wanted. I want to find people who are playing the game. There we go. Bunch of people raiding because it is Wednesday and reset was yesterday. Let's see here. Somebody's doing Dawn Trail. That's too far ahead in the story for us. That person's doing Roll Quest, which we haven't even unlocked yet. Let's see here. Give me a sprout. Oh, this person's on post Stormblood. Yeah, let's raid this person. It looks like they're in a great spot. Okay, so let me just check. You know what? Yeah. Alright, so yeah, they are somebody who has pre-roll ads, but they're in Stormblood, and it looks like they're on a pretty good patch when it comes to, to some fun reactions and stuff. So be sure to stick around and give, oh, yep. Or, oh, maybe I came in at the end of an ad break or something, and it's not pre-rolls. But anyway, we're gonna raid the Loopy Walrus tonight. And until I see you guys again, it would help if I spelled raid correctly. Until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye.